Changing the game means we shatter the standard. Progress requires a powerful pace, but the right tools can take us to a braver place. Some come to play the game. We're here to change it. Make way.
Hi, my name is Godeken-Wright. This is my mother, Shelly Wright. She played golf at the University of Nebraska from 1980 to 1984. She spent her entire life in sports, growing up in a small town, but focused on golf when she got to college, which is where I found the love of the game as well. She's worked with kids, people with disabilities, and veterans, and everybody all over the years. And so it's been such a great role model for me. She's PGA professional and just been really grateful to grow up with such an incredible woman to look up to from the athletic world. So.
Oh, thank you. My daughter, Caitlin, is also a Nebraska alum. In high school at Incline Village, she was a multi-sport athlete, and she really had a love of soccer for a long, long time, and then gravitated towards basketball and track and golf in high school. And of course, golf has led her to where she is today, and obviously to the university. So I'm very grateful with everything that she was exposed to and what she's excelled in high school and college and life. So who would be a good role model for you?
The obvious choice is always you, not just because of the golf side, but being an athlete in so many other areas. And I think that another really big role model that I had growing up was Dave Diedrichson DeHarius. Dave Diedrichson DeHarius definitely made way for female athletes, I think, from your generation all the way up through my generation. She threw the javelin, she won gold medals, she set records on the golf course, and really opened up that female side of athletics. And I think she was the beginning of that transition into allowing women to progress in sport.
Well, she definitely broke a lot of barriers, and that was the thing she accomplished in that time is always incredible. She certainly made way to our generation, and the big stepping stones into Title IX. And I'm sure she can be thanked for that, as well as probably many other people behind the scenes that I don't know about. But that's all something that we are all grateful for.
It was before you, but you were kind of on the beginning part of Title IX. I mean, what would you say? How do you feel like it impacted you?
Well, it totally impacted me in the fact that it provided a scholarship for me. I was going to play basketball in college, and then I ended up injuring my knee, and so I ended up going the golf route. And so when I actually walked on at the University of Nebraska, and then I was afforded a scholarship immediately the next semester for the rest of the time until I graduated. And, that was a huge factor in my life, and Katie's too. She was a full scholarship recipient. I was very fortunate because I was able to compete at a level I never really dreamt that.
For college, in order to play golf, you played on the boys team. There wasn't a women's golf team where you were at that time. And so that was a major difference, even from between you going and myself. We had a women's golf team, and I was able to compete with other females, and you weren't. How was that experience growing up?
I played on the boys team, and not only played on the boys team, but my brother was my golf coach in high school. I had to prepare and go into every tournament, and and I expected to win, and I won a lot of them. Golf is one of those games that once you get addicted and you're pretty good at it, it's hard to give up. You want to get better and better and better, and mentally prepare better, and physically, and everything that it takes to become an athlete at a Division I level, and I was lucky to be afforded that. We won the Big Eight, in the year we should not have, and we led every day, and we won that tournament. That only kind of exemplified some of the things that led me into golf, career-wise, professionally, etc. I not only wanted to play, get involved. I got into the PGA and not the LPGA because I wanted to be on the business side of it as well as you had to be at that time to be in the PGA. You had to pass PATs. You had to be a very extremely good player. You didn't just join the PGA and become a member. You had to go through all those tests, and I love that, and I did that immediately, and so I was set on my track to become a PGA member, which I have been for 33 years. And how did Title IX affect when you were at the university?
We were always very aware of what Title IX did for us growing up, and we talked about it in school. We talked about it in college. We had seminars on it, and just the gratitude that we had for all the women that put themselves out before us to help build such an incredible thing for us to be able to participate.
Yeah.
My hope too, as far as making way for women in this sport, is we're still making all these steps towards full equality on the men's and women's side. And Title IX obviously was a kind of the start of all of it, and it's just been evolving over time since then. And I hope in the next 20 years, my daughter or the young groups below me, there won't be anything but equality in sport. And so we won't even really have to have a lot of these conversations, except to go back and say, this is what we went through, and you, and now this is where you are. And I think that's what's really exciting.
Yeah, you're right. And that's a big step, and it's one that wasn't made a long time ago. Back when I went to school at Nebraska, it was difficult to stay in contact with my family. At that time, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have, we certainly didn't have these great kind of formats with Microsoft Teams. At that point, I had to make a phone call, a real handheld phone call, once a week sort of thing. And that was my connection to my family.
Yeah. I think for me, obviously, I am in a generation where we have such incredible ways of communication between our cell phones. It's funny, my mom was my coach growing up with golf, and we had a very interesting relationship in that, not always the easiest one, being a daughter and stubborn, and being able to use our phones and video, sending swings to and from each other. I was able to do that in college, and now, use different ways to communicate and her watch my swing. And I obviously have a different coach now, but she's still very much a part of it. And I think that was a really big thing, even just in our family growing up. We have a massive family of athletes, between my younger brother and my dad. A lot of our conversations still revolve around golf, still revolve around sports. And I think that for us, at least, it was one of the ways that really brought us together as a family. The best part of the game is that you can play it for so many years to come. And so it's always going to be something that we have that's connected us in my generation with my parents. And I know, my mom's parents were very big supporters of hers. Being on a golf course, you're on the golf course for 4, 5, 6 hours. You have to have conversations and talk, and it bridges a lot of things together. So it's just been a very fortunate game to be a part of over the years. What you wanted to do to help women grow, do you feel like you've gotten there?
Well, I'm very fortunate because not only have I been a PGA professional for 33 years, I've also been involved with a junior golf clinic called the Fred Alexander Memorial Junior Golf Clinic. And I've been the administrator and executive director of that for many years. So we have put on events all around the country. We get a really high percentage of girls at our free clinics. And so that was so important to my whole life and what I do and what you guys have been exposed to. If we went to, say, Aspen, Colorado, and we went up and we did a disabled clinic up there, was in Snowmass, where they typically do disabled skiing. And they were involved with that event from the morning early hours to late in the afternoon. And I think that really made an impact on my kids. They saw a different side of golf that, people so wanted to be involved with the game and have the opportunity to play it and how much they love it.
That was such a big, one of the reasons I'm so passionate about junior golf and getting girls involved in the game. Just the doors opened for me over time. And, thank you for opening so many doors for my generation. We're so many light years ahead now than we were even when you were in school. And I hope that where we are now is nowhere near we're going to be, 20, 30 years down the road. So I just want to say thank you for everything you've done for the junior golf programs, the disabled programs that you work with, the veteran programs that you work with. It's the reason why you're such a big role model to me and to so many other female athletes in our area and our town. So I just want to say thank you, Mom, for making way for our generation and a lot of women athletes that have started from such a young age and have so much more to go. So thank you.
Thank you, Annie. I love you.